Color. We've all seen it, and we've all used it, but what is it? What is color? Throughout history, colors held some interesting connotations. For example, Neolithic cave paintings come to mind. Remember these things? They show us that the painters attributed some magical powers to the color red. In fact, the German word for magic, Zauber, comes from Taufer in Old Norse, which comes from Tifar in Anglo-Saxon, which means red ochre. Red amulets were even worn for invincibility in the time of the Romans, and the Germans even had red bedsheets until the medieval times to protect themselves from illness. Even today, we associate colors with certain ideas or virtues depending on our culture. Red for love and passion, blue for peace and calm, orange for spirituality and tranquility. But fundamentally and objectively, what is color? Newton was the first person to do work on color and light in general. He gave us the first color wheel, and he showed us something very important that we use a lot today. That's right, he's the one who explained the refraction of light in a prism. It turns out that white light is made up of 7 colors, and by sending it through a prism, you can divide it up into those colors. Roy G. Biff. Essentially, color is a certain wavelength of an electromagnetic wave. The set of frequencies of these EM waves that our eyes can detect make up what we call the different colors of light. The lowest frequency starts at red and moves up through orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, indigo, and violet, which has the highest frequency and thus the lowest wavelength. The way our eyes detect light is that the light first moves through the cornea, then through the pupil, and then through the lens, which all work to perfectly focus it onto a specific part on the retina. And the retina is made up of 2 different types of cells, rods and cones. These rods and cones send information about the intensity and the frequency of the light up to the brain, and then the brain does these massive calculations to understand light and to give us the idea of what we call color and brightness. And this is how our brain gives us this idea of color. Until now, we've talked about something called color in the traditional sense, but there's another type of color, and this is in something called quantum chromodynamics, but that's probably a whole other video. In all, color is this beautiful thing that we all see and use. Our amazing minds are able to run the immense calculations to make sense of color so quickly that we see in almost real time. And the fact that nature and evolution has brought a sticky, slimy gob called our brain to a point where it can understand and calculate something and explain it in the way of color and light, that's just amazing. And I find that that's more admirable than the fact that we have light and we have color. Anyway, thanks for watching. And if you liked the video, please subscribe and hit like on the bottom. Also follow us on Instagram. And till the next time.